Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Najaf Malik Khan, Chief Operating Officer of Sindh People's Housing for Flood Affectees, to speak on the important topic, Sindh People's Housing for Flood Affectees, world's largest housing reconstruction initiative. Mr. Najaf Malik Khan.
Thank you very much, Ji, and a very good morning. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here to presenting the case of one of the largest housing reconstruction initiative post any climate-induced disaster in the world. So there were a few terms being taken by the previous colleague or the presenter who was here in terms of resilience, in terms of cybersecurity, in terms of information technology, and coming out of the sea to the land. We are the people who actually been working in terms of, integrating all these technologies and, of course, advanced methodologies to carry out the largest, development perspective projects in the world. So introducing world largest housing reconstruction program, that is Sindh People Housing for Flood Affectees. Next, please. So basically giving you the background, in 2022, Sindh was devastated by unprecedented flooding. The precipitation remained there for around 2 months. The whole of the Sindh was, around 74% of the Sindh was inundated. It was calamity hit, it was actually declared as calamity hit, and 24 out of 30 districts were severely damaged in 2022 floods. Population that was affected was around 12.36 million people. And as per the data validation carried out by Pakistan Army, by the federal government and the government of Sindh, around 2.1 million houses were damaged or destroyed in this devastating event. We started with the initial financing of the World Bank. It was initially $500 million with co-financing for the government of Sindh share of around 150 million US dollar. But gradually, we actually have accomplished the total financing of around $2.1 billion as of date, including the support from Islamic Development Bank, from Asian Development Bank, and of course, a huge support from the government of Pakistan and government of Sindh also. In addition to that, we have got grant financing from the UN agencies. In terms of the largest player that has given us the grant financing is UNIDO and EU. And we are currently having discussions with European Investment Bank also for the provision of around 115 million euros. So financially and scalably in both cases, this is one of the largest initiatives which was actually spearheaded by the government of Sindh. Now, actually, what were the factors actually which supported the mobilization of such a huge financing within the time frame of 2.5 years? Was basically the transparency, the efficacy of the system, and the team that was working behind in actually reconstructing 2.1 million houses in a very short duration of time. Previously, we had these experiences in Pakistan. In 2005 earthquake, probably one of our colleagues, few of our colleagues might have heard about it. Then it was 2015 Nepal earthquake. And these two major initiatives collectively, the housing reconstruction program was around 1.6 million around. But only in Sindh, we are working at around 2.1 million housing. So if you look at the factors which actually supported the program, we have got 3 bigs out of the 4 bigs as of audit firms. PwC is our external auditor. KPMG is internal auditor, and Ernst & Young is basically project implementation and support consultant. So each and every transaction is being accounted by 3 large auditors in addition to the audits that are being carried out by the government of Pakistan also. And for the grant financing, BDO London is our auditor. So this transparency factor actually supported us in mobilizing this huge, enormous amount to support the flood affectees within the span of 2 years. At SPHF, we are a very lean organization. We hardly, 17 to 20 professionals, while, the techno structure and the support structure comprises of another 15 to 20 people. But we heavily relied on the private sector when it comes to technology transfer, when it comes to implementation on ground, and when it comes to assuring sustainability and transparency and innovative future. So if you look at this slide, we are working with the 5 largest RSPs, which are rural support programs and NGOs in Pakistan. And these are also the microfinance institutions. So as a housing reconstruction program, we are giving a kind of a support for reconstruction of a multi-hazard resilient house. If you look at the history of Sindh, the Sindh have been affected in 2010 due to riverine flooding, 2011 due to precipitation, 2014, 2015, 2018, and then again in 2022. So it was inevitable to launch a program which was basically to support, and again the word was being used that was resilient, that you have to move from regular orthodox construction method to a more resilient more resilient ecosystem where recurring floods, and which is of course, Pakistan is most exposed to these kind of climate impacts, and it is inevitable that this is going to happen again. So that's why it was extremely important to invest in these areas at this point in time. And of course, the other logos that you can see are those who are supporting us in terms of engineering designs, those who are actually working with us for management information system, and so on and so forth. So as of date, as I've already mentioned, that the initial validation, the scope of the work was to reconstruct around 2.1 million housing units. If people who are sitting here, the colleagues who are sitting here are aware of Sindh, this is the only program who have actually supported inclusion of more than 1.45 million people in the regular financial system of Pakistan. So these people were those who never had been to the bank. These were the people who never has seen how banking and financial system works. Now, these people have regular, normal accounts in commercial banks, and these support, social support or any other support can be provided directly to these people in a very transparent manner. We have already initiated housing reconstruction of 1.4 million housing units. Around 100,000, 1 million plus housings are at the plinth level, while the completion rate is around 650,000. Currently, keeping in view the advantages and taking the advantage of the technology, the current certification rate is around 100 to 125,000 per month at various levels. So the program is currently, it's at peak, and around 40 to 50,000 houses are being completed every month. In addition to the housing component, there are other benefits of this program also, and the largest benefit actually, if you can look at, is basically the job creation under this program. Because this project actually, the capital was revolved. There is no contractor involved in the whole program. There is no intermediary involved in the whole program. The money is going directly into the accounts of the beneficiary. It is an owner-driven program, and the money is being circulated in the local economy, resulting in the boost of economy, not just in terms of money circulation, but also in terms of development of a complete value chain which actually support job creations in Sindh across 24 districts. And of course, finally, the social cohesion, and this is the first time when the state is directly talking with the people and it is direct in contact with the beneficiaries on a single click or on an application actually. So currently we are working on development of application in which we are registering all our beneficiaries, and it is the relation between the state and the citizen that actually can have discussion on futuristic rural development perspectives. I think it was a statement from the World Bank.
This is why this project is so important to us, because in fact this miracle in Sindh province, and it is a miracle, there have been smaller floods in many countries, and government has never figured out how to provide housing. Isn't just about the bricks and the mortar, isn't just about the house, but is about the family that lives in the house.
Basically, these were the statements. In addition to Sindh, we are also now expanding to Balochistan and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa at this point in time, and also we are working to support around more than 2,000 houses in Dera Ismail Khan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and we are supporting housing units in Balochistan also. predominantly in Jafrabad. Now, as I've already mentioned, this is a complete ecosystem in which, digital ecosystem in which we are working. So it is all technology based. So real-time synchronization, real-time reviews, real-time disbursements. It's an amazing ecosystem. If we would really, would like to give a brief on the same, we have got a stall in the main arena actually. So if you are interested in, so we are currently looking at LLM, we are command-based systems, we are doing, our accounting system is on SAP, and all the systems currently are integrated in terms of taking out the development initiatives. So it's a stage-based component in which, initial damage assessment and validation has been taken. After that, the first installment of around 75,000 is being released to the beneficiary. After the release of the first installment, the beneficiaries goes to the bank, activates the account, take the money, they construct their plinth, which is against standards. Second installment of 100,000 and little, third installment at completion of roof. And of course, keeping in view the climate change perspective, we are also supporting social forestry and plantation at the household level. So these are additional ESMF plus initiatives that we are taking. As I've already mentioned, that monitoring is real time on a single click, and this is available at the stall also in our in SPHF stall here in the arena, that you on a single click can see the progress of each and every household, which is geotagged at what stage and what level it is, and that can be monitored from Karachi, from anywhere else online on real-time basis. So one of the biggest questions was, what about the social infrastructure? Housing is one part of it. But if you want to talk about elements, we have also digitalized the for the social infrastructure. We are digitalizing villages. Currently, we have digitalized more than 1,000 villages, in which each and every household is tagged in terms of current available facilities. And this is the readiness facility that is going to support us in terms of developing future programs and investments, especially when it comes to wash and allied infrastructure in terms of settlement improvement. So this is the ongoing work, keeping in view the scarcity of time. I'll skip that. So I've already mentioned that this is the kind of work that in terms of the social infrastructure and settlement improvement is going on. And we are planning to expand it to around 40,000 villages, in which you have got ready projects to be delivered, digitalized. And this digital integration can be done with the planning and development department and other departments that are working in Sindh. Currently, we have secured financing of around $600 million under this initiative. Around 40,000 villages will be covered, with benefiting population of 0.45 million G. And finally, I think this is the transformation that we are talking about. So this is where the people were living post pre-flood, and this is the transformation that is happening in Sindh as of date today. Thank you once again, Ji. It was a pleasure being here and an honor being here, Ji. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for highlighting the multifaceted challenges posed by floods and for your valuable insights.
We now request our Honorable Chief Guest, Rear Admiral Faisal Amin, Hilal-e-Imtiaz Military Sitare Basalat Commander Coast, to kindly address the audience, followed by souvenir presentation ceremony and group photograph.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, distinguished guests, delegates, maritime community, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. It is an honor for me to be part of this important session of the International Maritime Conference on Maritime Security Challenges. My special thanks to National Institute of Maritime Affairs and Naval Headquarters Ops Branch for having invited me for this session. During today's discourse, our distinguished speakers with vast experience in maritime field have deliberated on issues of maritime security. These include use of modern means to harness the artificial intelligence and big data for better maritime domain awareness, smart ocean technologies, cyber security means to address common maritime security challenges, and the 2035 cyber doomsday scenario highlighted by one of the speakers is a real eye-opener. Ladies and gentlemen, today's maritime domain demands simultaneous focus on security and commercial innovation. The increasing number of cyber attacks on global ports and shipping dictates that digital transformation without robust security means and systems is not pragmatic. Conversely, security without adopting technological innovations places us at greater risk and exposes to vulnerabilities in global market. Pakistan must embrace maritime transformation with sophistication, blending the cutting-edge technology, sustainability, and comprehensive framework. As we know that AI-powered maritime domain awareness systems can fuse satellite imagery, sensor data, and communication intercepts into actionable working and an integrated surveillance architecture designed to link satellites, radars, UAVs, and maritime patrol aircrafts can ensure safe and uninterrupted use of the maritime zones. Apart from this, the digital transformation of our ports and maritime infrastructure would save time, add efficiency, and security in the face of complex cybersecurity challenges that demand quick response to the threats. Cybersecurity must extend beyond ports to entire maritime ecosystem, protecting undersea cables, port facilities, shipping networks, and command structures while ensuring seamless operational continuity. Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan's maritime security capabilities contribute to the regional stability and global connectivity. Pakistan Navy's contributions in ensuring safety of global commons is evident from its regular participation in the collaborative maritime security frameworks and independent deployments in our area of interest. Distinguished delegates, Pakistan today stands at a maritime crossroads where we can either accept the status quo or transform into the maritime security powerhouse based on our geography and capability. This requires smart ports with integrated security, cybersecurity frameworks, climate-resilient infrastructure, and AI-driven threat detection systems that can drive growth while ensuring comprehensive protection. Together, we must now advance with determination for a stronger, more secure, and prosperous seas that safeguards trade, blue economy, and ensure global connectivity through robust maritime security. In the end, I extend my sincere appreciation to all the distinguished speakers and panelists whose valuable insights have enriched this forum and highlighted issues which concern us all. I must pay tribute to the Ministry of Maritime Affairs, Pakistan Navy, and the National Institute of Maritime Affairs for gathering the maritime community and conduct this conference. I thank you all, and Pakistan Zindabad.
Thank you, sir.
We request our honorable chief guest to kindly remain on stage so that we can move forward with souvenir distribution ceremony. We request Rear Admiral Javed Iqbal, Hilal-e-Imtiaz Military, to please come on stage and join our honorable chief guest for presentation of souvenirs to our distinguished speakers.
I invite Mr. Bilal Khan Kakar.
Professor Dr. Azhar Ahmad.
Rear Admiral Dr. Nasser Ikram, Hilal-e-Imtiaz Military, retired.
Mr. Najaf Malik Khan. Ladies and gentlemen, we now request Rear Admiral Javed Iqbal, Hilal-e-Imtiaz Military, to present the souvenir to our honorable chief guest. I request all the esteemed speakers to join Honorable Chief Guest for a group photograph.
बदर एक्सपो की तरफ से जो है एक अच्छा हमें प्लेटफॉर्म मिला हुआ है IEEE फेयर का, जिसके अंदर हम लोग अपने डिफरेंट प्रोडक्ट्स को जो है शोकेस करते हैं।
बदर एक्सपो ने हमें एक प्लेटफॉर्म दिया, वो हमें काफ़ी सपोर्ट भी करती है और यहाँ पे डिफरेंट कंपनीज को भी उसने काफ़ी सपोर्ट किया है।
I'd like to thank the dignitaries and all the guests, the sponsors, the exhibitors who have been with us through the years and have made this event possible.
It is a great opportunity for the investors and even the dealers and the distributors to participate and engage in this seminar, and I further request the management of Badar Expo to continue these seminars for the general awareness of the people.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Commodore Ehsan Ahmed Khan, Sitare-e-Imtiaz Military, Deputy President, Maritime Center of Excellence, Pakistan Navy War College, Lahore. He will present on the subject Integrating Naval Modernization, Indigenous Defense Production and Blue Economy, Building a Self-Reliant Maritime Future for Pakistan. You're welcome to the stage, sir.
Vice Admiral Ahmed Saeed, Hilal Imtiaz Military, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. It's indeed an honor for me to be on this podium today, and my greatest gratitude to the President Nima, both incoming and outgoing, having given me this opportunity to stand here on a very important forum where the maritime future of our country is being discussed threadbare, and where the convergence of industrial and economic aspiration comes to a place from where we can draw our decisions for future as well. Ladies and gentlemen, throughout the history, the seas have not only connected continents, but also shaped civilization. From Phoenician traders to British admirals, the story of global power is, above all, the story of sea power. As an American historian and strategist, Alfred Theron argued in the influence of sea power upon history. And he said, and I quote, "Control of the seas through commerce, naval capacity, maritime industry determines the rise and fall of nations." His English counterpart, Sir Julian Corbett, later expanded this vision and asserted that command of the sea is as much about sustaining trade and logistics as it is about projecting force. Ladies and gentlemen, these insights remain strikingly relevant for Pakistan today. With 1,000+ kilometers coastline, access to the Arabian Sea, and proximity to the world's busiest waterways and choke points, like the Strait of Hormuz and Bab el-Mandeb, maritime strength is not a luxury, but a strategic necessity for Pakistan. To secure this space, Pakistan must modernize its navy, strengthen indigenous defense production, and expand its blue economy, not as an isolated effort, but as interlinked component of one national maritime ecosystem. My central thesis here is simple. Investment in naval modernization and indigenous defense production is not a cost to the state. It is an investment in national economic growth. Every shipyard built for naval production becomes a facility capable of constructing commercial vessels, offshore platforms, and ocean energy structures. Every engineer trained for naval systems integration can later serve the blue economy in ocean research, smart ports, and ship repairs. Every innovation in composites, propulsion, and AI-based logistics multiplies civilian benefits across fisheries, coastal energy, and maritime transport. This approach has been proven by leading maritime powers. Although many models are available to justify this argument, however, given the time constraint, I will be covering only 4 models here. South Korea offers the model of dual-use maritime developments. Hyundai Heavy Industries builds both Aegis destroyers for the Republic of Korean Navy and LNG ship supertankers within shared facilities. Hanwha Ocean, formerly called as Daewoo Shipbuilding and Marine Engineering, produces KSS-2 and KSS-3 submarines, while also designs commercial carriers, advanced propulsion, and automation systems. Korea Research Institute of Ships and Ocean Engineering develops autonomous vessels, green propulsion, and underwater robotics for both naval and civilian markets. Turkey's success story is equally enlightening. Its national shipbuilding vision targets both defense and self-sufficiency and maritime export growth. Companies like STM and ASFAT, operating under the hybrid public-private framework, produces frigates, corvettes, submarines, and logistic ships while supporting commercial shipbuilding and port logistics. The same engineers who design naval systems also develop maritime softwares and port management tools. China institutionalized integration through its civil-military fusion strategy. China State Shipbuilding Corporation, now merged with China Shipbuilding Industry Corporation, builds PLA Navy ships alongside LNG carriers and container ships. Subsidiaries like Hudong Zhonghua and Dalian Shipbuilding operates as dual-use facilities serving both PLA Navy and global clients. The China Ocean Engineering Shanghai Company and Sanya Deep Sea Science and Technology Center links ocean energy, deep sea exploration, and naval oceanography. India's dual policy of Atmanirbhar Bharat and Sagarmala links self-reliance and blue economy growth. Mazagan Dock Shipbuilders, Garden Research, and Goa Shipyard produces naval and commercial crafts. Larsen & Toubro bridges submarine construction, offshore infrastructure. However, ladies and gentlemen, to realize such an integration, Pakistan must first confront its structural challenges. Pakistan's maritime industrial ecosystem at best be described as fragmented and suffers from structural and operational challenges. This fragmentation is a major reason why the sector's contribution to the national GDP is 0.4% to 0.8% despite its inherent potential. Only 2% of GDP is spent on R&D, which is the lowest in the region as compared to 4.5% in South Korea. Maritime blindness pervasively impedes research and maritime-related subjects. Absence of a clear legal framework for defense and civilian industrial cooperation hinders private investment. Complex and inconsistent tax policies, cumbersome tax and trade procedures, bureaucratic red tape, weak contractual enforcement, and a general lack of policy consistency accentuates bottlenecks in business environment. There exists a significant gap between skills, education level, and types of jobs available in the labor market and those sought by the workforce. We stand at 168th out of 193 on UNDP Human Development Report, which is a low human development category. Historically, the National Economic and Development Strategy has been fixated on land resources, leading to the continuous neglect of the vast maritime potential. Pakistan's share of global shipbuilding output is negligible. The global market is overwhelmingly dominated by China, South Korea, and Japan, which together accounts to close to 90% of the total shipping output. Ladies and gentlemen, these challenges are not insurmountable. They simply indicate need for institutional alignment, policy coherence, and a visionary investment. Having said that, every challenge has an opportunity. To avail these opportunities and harness the God-given potential in our country, we need to create dual-use maritime industrial complexes in Pakistan that necessitates a strategic approach through an exclusive, long-term national blue growth policy, which clearly defines goals for both commercial exploitation and national security requirements. This would essentially need a regulatory framework that streamlines the rules of business, attracts investment, and adopts international standards apart from incentivizing private sector to take lead in joint ventures. For infrastructural development, we need to fast-track integrated maritime industrial complexes at Port Qasim and Gwadar, ensuring robust infrastructure. Investment in shipbuilding, whereby Gwadar shipyard and licensing of private shipyards should be assigned a national priority. Academic institutions should be linked with the defense and commercial production industries through a multifaceted approach involving structured collaboration, joint R&D projects, human resource development, and policy-level initiatives. That is the triple helix model of academia, industry, and government. We should support startups in autonomous vehicles, predictive maintenance, robotics, green propulsion, and contemporary technologies through science and technology parks, incentives such as PMSTP. Creating partnerships and joint ventures with successful models such as STM and Hyundai Heavy Industries to kickstart maritime industrial growth. Ladies and gentlemen, if Pakistan successfully integrates naval modernization, defense production, and blue economy as a synergistic hub industry, this integrated approach would leverage national security needs to drive economic growth, technological innovation, and sustainable use of marine resources. These dividends would draw for shared facility, and supply chains will reduce cost and increase innovation output and generate thousands of direct and indirect jobs. The government of Pakistan has a vision to increase the maritime sector's contribution to national GDP from 0.8% to 4%, with a long-term goal of the blue economy contributing more than 100 billion by year 2047. Defense and commercial shipbuilding exports could collectively and significantly add to this growth. Local production of propulsion systems, composites, and sensors will reduce import dependence. And finally, a robust domestic maritime industrial complex would enhance deterrence, resilience, and sea-based not critical of warships, but national industry systems, but renewable energy solutions. Let our maritime embody both security and sustainable prosperity. If we succeed, we will also have a fishing trawler, a research vessel, and an offshore platform. That is how nations evolve a maritime participant into a maritime power. And in my reckoning, ladies and gentlemen, is how Pakistan will chart its course towards a self-reliant maritime future, where the sea becomes and prosperity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for shedding light on a very impactful and thought-provoking topic.
Our final speaker for today is Mr. Muhammad Mubashir Hussain, Marketing Manager at Connectic Private Limited. He will address on the topic, Impact of Emerging Technologies in Developing Industries. His presentation time and blue economy sectors.
Really essential for Pakistan's industrial growth. Pakistani industries needs to have efficient production facilities. They must adopt localization and be competitive to survive. During my talk, I will highlight some key emerging technologies in the developing industries and how mark-e-haq, to which I belong, is helping Pakistan industry adopt such technologies. I will now list some key emerging technologies. First one is artificial intelligence and machine learning. They are helping analyze large amount of data generated by industrial sensors that can be used for predicting major faults and optimizing processes to avoid expensive shutdowns. And next is the Internet of Things, or IoT, or Industry 4.0. It provides interconnected sensors, devices, and machines that ensure automated industrial processes, real-time monitoring, and smart manufacturing with minimal human intervention. On number 3 is robotics and automation. It is used for automated manufacturing, quality assurance, and operation in harsh or remote environment. Next is the advanced energy systems, renewable energy, and storage. With industrial power costs being a key challenge for Pakistan, employing energy-efficient machines and power generation using renewable energy resources like solar and wind are really essential. Storing energy is possible, but is expensive. Next comes cybersecurity. In this era, in which major industrial equipment are interconnected through the internet, for real-time remote controls, cybersecurity is essential to avoid cyber attacks. Next come additive manufacturing, 3D printing, and reverse engineering. They are required for local manufacturing of essential spare parts that Pakistan industries require. And finally, space, geospatial, and remote monitoring, where the satellite is required for smart agriculture. That same data can be used for fleet management and providing call and data connectivity at remote locations throughout Pakistan. Now I will highlight the developing industries in Pakistan. Some of them are in the phase of development or are somewhat transforming. First one is manufacturing. Their share in GDP is declining with time. This shows a challenge and opportunity for upgrades. Next is textile and apparel. They are the largest employers and have 60% share in Pakistan export. Next come agriculture and agro-processing. Agri-tech, smart farming, and automatic agro-processing are growing by time. Next come energy and renewables. Given Pakistan's energy constraints and cost pressures, industries are adopting the use of renewable energy resources and energy storage. Electric distribution companies like K Electric are inclined towards the use of smart grids. Next comes assembling and usage of EVs is growing in Pakistan, will lead to lesser petroleum imports, inshallah. Next come industrial instrumentation and automation. As industries upgrade, demand for industrial real-time control and monitoring is increasing with time. And finally, maritime, marine, and blue economy. Given primary focus, industries offering maritime, ports, shipbuilding, and offshore infrastructure building services are also developing. Now the main topics, the impacts of emerging technologies. And I will give some concrete examples to explain how emerging technologies can impact the developing industries. Number one is manufacturing and textiles. Like I mentioned, IoT, or Internet of Things, and sensors and automation solutions can reduce downtime, improve yield, and enable predictive maintenance. Agriculture and agro-processing. Data obtained through drones and geospatial data from satellites can help optimize irrigation and save water, which is a very essential commodity for Pakistan. Reduce fertilizer and pesticide usage and ensure optimum crop health. Energy systems. Use of renewable energy resources reduce power costs, and smart grids improve grid stability, thereby enabling industrial growth. Automotive and EVs. Energy efficient and locally manufactured BLDC motor drives, power electronic systems, battery system, and their optimum system integration assist the localizing efforts of industries. Reducing dependence on expensive imports. Maritime, marine industries. Digital twins, automation, remote monitoring, and predictive maintenance is made possible. Now I will highlight the contribution of ConnectTech, to which I belong. ConnectTech, which is assisting developing industries of Pakistan in adopting the emerging technologies. ConnectTech specializes in developing, co-creating, and commercializing advanced and emerging technologies with a focus on industrial, agriculture, biotechnology, and health sciences. Some major capabilities are instrumentation and control, calibration services, condition monitoring, digital control system design, robotics and automation, 3D printing, and reverse engineering. Services offered include on-site heavy equipment calibration, failure analysis, design and fabrication of industrial plant components, enabling industries to raise quality and reliability locally. ConnectTech can also have industries move from reactive to predictive maintenance and assist with localizing critical components like motor drives and spare parts. For energy sector, ConnectTech is mainly offering industrial UPS and for EVs, BLDC motors and their controllers. For maritime applications, Connecta can offer instrumentation and control, condition monitoring, and automation services relevant to shipbuilding, port maintenance, and offshore installation. And Connecta also provides training for welding and non-destructive testing inspections. Connecta's vision is connecting technologies for localization and innovation for national prosperity. And at the end, I'll encourage you to identify any one core area in your organization where an emerging technology could yield significant benefit and deploy a pilot project. And I will end my presentation. I am confident that by embracing emerging technologies and supporting developing industries, Pakistan can accelerate its industrial growth, create more jobs, and reduce import dependence. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for emphasizing the transformative role of emerging technologies in driving industrial innovation and strengthening maritime economic growth. We now request our Honorable Chief Guest, President NEMA Vice Admiral Dr. Ahmed Saeed, Hilal-e-Imtiaz Military, to kindly address the audience, followed by a souvenir presentation ceremony and a group photograph.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. May the blessings of Allah be upon you. Excellencies, foreign dignitaries, flag officers, members of the business community, academia, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. As we conclude today's session, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to all the speakers for their very valuable contribution in making this session a success. The discussions today have reaffirmed that realizing Pakistan's blue economy potential is also about financial innovation, central to its integration into the national economy through innovative approach in framing our maritime policies and governance regimes. A report by the Ocean Potential states that signifies that a single dollar invested into the maritime side has a minimum sure potential of 5 times return, and in many other cases, it is much higher than that. This multiplier effect is already evident in many ASEAN economies that prioritized connectivity, streamlined the supply chain management, modernized their ports, and established efficient banking and trade systems. They have also embraced the cutting-edge technologies such as AI-driven port management, digital documentation, and advanced maritime domain awareness systems. As today morning, I just returned from Malaysia today, attending a convocation in Netherlands Maritime University at Johor Bahru. Over 350 graduates received their degrees, and this is another avenue of human resource where the potential lies between 6 to 8 billion. This university is a private university, and it was constituted and erected by 3 maritime-related captains, those who was graduated from Pakistan. And you can imagine that the contribution of Malaysian maritime industry into their overall GDP is around 40%. And where do we lie is 1.5%. So we have heard strong calls for reforming our financial frameworks, improving investors' confidence, and adopting new instruments such as blue bonds and dedicated blue economy funds to mobilize capital for the maritime growth. The creation of a Maritime Chamber of Commerce and Industries is another timely step in this direction, aimed at reinforcing and fostering a stronger climate of trust and investment across the entire spectrum of maritime field. Ministry of Maritime Affairs envisions the comprehensive Blue Economy Framework under the title of Maritime at 100. That is to unlock our $100 billion by 2047 through exploitation of strategic deep sea resources and the advancement of marine renewable energy systems, a vision that reflects Pakistan's long-term commitment to sustainable ocean-based growth. What Pakistan needs the most is, at the top, is the political will and a vision that connects ports to the communities and positions Pakistan as a country, a credible maritime nation. The way forward lies in aligning our maritime economy with the global best practices of supply chain management, building investors' confidence through transparency and pursuing long-term strategies. Similarly, encouraging greater focus on integrating maritime technologies and defense innovation can also play its due role. To realize this, financial mechanism must be modernized, domestic investment expanded, and dedicated resources directed towards the ports, logistic, fisheries, tourism, and coastal developments. This will only happen when the local investors and the business community sees the maritime domain as a high forum frontier. The blue economy is not a peripheral to Pakistan's progress. I must say, rather, it is a central theme only if, as a nation, we think and we realize. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
We request the Chief Guest to kindly remain on the stage, and I also request Vice Admiral Irfan Ahmed, Hilal-e-Imtiaz Military, Sitara-e-Jurrat, to now give away the souvenirs to our worthy speakers. Mr. Jahzeb Sikandar.
Commodore Ehsan Ahmed Khan, Sitara-e-Imtiaz Military.
Mr. Jahzeb Sikandar. Mr. Muhammad Mubashir Hussain.
We now request
It's 4 p.m.
तरफ से जो है एक अच्छा हमें प्लेटफॉर्म मिला हुआ है IEEE फेयर का, जिसके अंदर हम लोग अपने डिफरेंट प्रोडक्ट्स को जो है शोकेस करते हैं।
बदर एक्सपो ने हमें एक प्लेटफॉर्म दिया, वो हमें काफ़ी सपोर्ट भी करती है और यहाँ पे डिफरेंट कंपनीज को भी उसने काफ़ी सपोर्ट किया है।
Tonight at the Parliament Gala dinner, we honor the very heart of Pakistan, its vibrant culture, its timeless traditions, and its progressive spirit.
साकू ढोल मनावना है, साकू यार मनावना है, ओ भावे सिर दी बाजी लग जावे, ओ भावे सिर दी बाजी लग जावे। ओ लाल मेरी पत रखियो बाला झूले लालन, ओ लाल मेरी रखियो बाला झूले लालन, सिंधड़ी दा सेवन दा सही शहबाज कलंदर, दमादम मस्त कलंदर, दमादम मस्त कलंदर, सही शहबाज कलंदर, सही शहबाज कलंदर, वटे दम दम दे अंदर।
On behalf of Badar Expo Solutions and Pakistan Navy, I thank all of you for being here tonight.
Professor Noor is recognized as one of Pakistan's most accomplished orthopedic surgeons. He has served as President of the Pakistan Orthopedic Association and actively promotes public awareness on bone health and osteoporosis through nationwide programs. Thank you for joining us today. I would now like to introduce our panelists. Dr. Abid Abbas Sheikh is a medical graduate from DUHS with an MBA in marketing from Newport University. His career spans clinical practice, pharmaceutical leadership, and healthcare consulting as the Organizing Secretary of Healthcare Expo 2025. Next up, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Syed Hussain Askari, Chief Executive Officer, Chief Executive Officer of Fatma Jinnah Dental College and Head of the Department of Community Dentistry with an MSc in Dental Public Health from London and a DDD-PH from the Royal College of Surgeons, England. Dr. Askari has played a pivotal role in shaping dental education and public health initiatives in Pakistan. As president of PAMI Sindh and founder of the Academy of Clinical Excellence, he continues to drive innovation in healthcare leadership and education. Up next, I would like to invite Mr. Bilal Amjad, founder and CEO of Instacare. Instacare is a Lahore-based health tech company revolutionizing healthcare delivery in Pakistan. His expertise in telemedicine, AI, and cloud computing has transformed over 3,500 clinics into smart clinics and enabled nationwide remote consultations. His exceptional contributions have earned him 2 presidential awards and the Commonwealth Award and recognition as Microsoft's most valuable professional since 2016. I would now like to invite Dr. Abdul Salam from Shifa International Hospital, Islamabad, who brings invaluable expertise in remote critical care through telemedicine, helping bridge the gap between patients and advanced medical facilities through technology-driven solutions. And last but not the least, Mr. Akbar Raza, a seasoned health tech and RT professional with over 8 years of experience as head of marketing at DigiTrends. He leads business development, product innovation, and market research across multiple geographies, including Saudi Arabia, Norway, Dubai, and the USA. With a deep focus on digital transformation in healthcare, Mr. Raza is driving impactful solutions that bridge technology and patient-centric innovation across emerging and advanced markets. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you very much. This is the second Healthcare Expo, and I'm sure the participants of this conference and the organizers have done a wonderful job. After the first Healthcare Expo, this is the second important, and I can see the enthusiastic participation. Starting this session, which is a very important session, and the host has kindly introduced all the moderator. I'm going to ask few questions, and I will give opportunity to the participant. You can raise your hand and you can actually ask a question to one of the panelists. So just a brief introduction. Healthcare delivery is a responsibility of government. That's a basic thing. Education and healthcare delivery. Unfortunately, I don't need to tell you that the government, whether provincial government or the federal government, have failed miserably in delivering the basic thing, education and healthcare delivery. And if you look at it, what is their priority? What is the budget allocated to healthcare delivery and education? And it will be, obviously, if you know the real figure, it will be very, very demoralizing. And even the low budget that has been allocated, how much is actually used in healthcare delivery in the hospital and coming to the patient is also a very sad story. So this responsibility is taken by charitable organization and private sectors, and now the AI and telemedicine taking the responsibility of providing healthcare to the remote area of different cities and of Pakistan. For you sitting here, the important pillars of healthcare delivery are human resource, whether it be a doctor, whether it be a nurse, whether it be a paramedical or a physiotherapist. All of them play an extremely important role. Number 2 is infrastructure. It could be in the form of clinic, it could be in the form of ICU, operation theater, wards. The third important pillar is pharmaceutical. That yes, you have made a diagnosis, You know what is the problem, whether it be a malaria, whether it be diabetes or hypertension. You need to give treatment, and if pharmaceutical ingredients are not available, accessible to the patient, then this exercise of making diagnosis will be futile. The fourth important pillar is medical device. And according to WHO, there are 2 million medical devices. So if any of the 4 pillars are absent, healthcare delivery is almost impossible. But then infrastructure is not there. How, and this session comes to play, that infrastructure is deficient. And to improve to international standard, it will take ages, and we cannot wait for ages for infrastructure to be developed. How can we provide acute emergency care? And this is what this session is all about. So, I'll start my question with the doctor on the panel, Dr. Abdul Salam sir. Dr. Abdul Salam, you've graduated from Dow Medical College. You've had the privilege of doing internal medicine from USA and then a board for emergency medicine. And he decided to come back to Pakistan. And the skill that he has learned there, he's implemented it by joining Shifa International Hospital, developing the Accident and Emergency Department, getting it recognized by the College of Physician and Surgeon, and then promoting this concept across Pakistan, whether it be in Trauma Center or Aga Khan University Hospital, Liaquat National Hospital. We were just talking to you that chest pain, when a patient have a chest pain, it is very important that he comes to a center and a diagnosis is made, whether it is a heart attack or it's gastritis, because the prognosis of both of them are entirely different. Another aspect, Dr. Abdul Salam, is stroke, jo falaj kehte hain. And early diagnosis is very important. And there are many reasons for strokes, and the treatment is entirely different. Dr. Abdul Salam, tell us about the management and diagnosis and what role you have played in this.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum everyone. And I'm very glad to be here and talking about telemedicine, which is one of the areas that is developing in Pakistan. And when in the COVID era, we realized the real importance of telemedicine. And I will give you a couple of messages that are very, very important. As Dr. Shahid Noor is one of my senior from Dow and a very revered physician. So plenty of people are inspired by his work. But let me tell you more about telemedicine in just a few minutes. I'll give you a couple of scenarios. One of them is explained by him. A chest pain patient comes to the emergency department. It could be any time of the day, maybe 2 o'clock at night. And one of the junior doctors is working over there, and probably he has never seen a chest pain patient like that before. This is the usual story of Pakistan, and that was the reason that we have asked the CPSP to have emergency medicine as a discipline for training. So this physician at 2 o'clock in the morning, what kind of a resources he can gather at that point in time? So the telemedicine helps at that point in time. He can call his senior who may be like sleeping at his home comfortably, and all he has to do is open up his device, look at the ECG and tell him what is next to be done. And if this patient needs to go to the cath lab, at least those 15, 20, 30 minutes that this physician will take coming from home to the hospital will be saved. This patient will be prepared for the cath lab, and the doctor will arrive on time. This is one of the aspects of telemedicine. So the distance should not be the deciding factor of the fate for that particular patient. The same thing goes for the stroke patients. If the patient is having a paralysis or a stroke, and if he happens to come to the hospital where maybe it's in the middle of the night, or maybe the neurologist has just gone home. Now, how are they going to make the decision about the TPA or things like that that can save this patient's life? That will again, telemedicine will come. So these two instances that I just gave to you would show that the telemedicine has a greater role. And I'm talking about the cities. I'm talking about the cities. And that's the second message. Telemedicine will make the healthcare cost effective. Although it may seem contrary that you're spending too much money on equipments and on other things, but I'm saying it will make the things cost effective. And the reason for that is that the decisions that would be made by the telemedicine physician somewhere in the distance will save the patient's life. And so it's not going to cost a lot of money through disability or other things, or maybe the patient's dying because of the decision not made in time. So that time saved will be the financial gain for the patient, for the institution, for the country. So this is why I think telemedicine would be a real money saver, patient's life saver, and a lot of other things. I would stop over here. I have a lot of other things to do, but to answer your question, that's the thing that we have to work with.
Thank you, thank you. There are audience. You know what are early symptom of stroke? Anybody who knows can give me one symptom, raise your hand. आप खड़ी हो जाएं please और जोर से बोलें. Where? स्ट्रोक तो फालिज की बात कर रहे हैं ना. स्ट्रोक नहीं, स्ट्रोक है फालिज. ठीक है. So early diagnosis is very important. Suspicion is very important. ठीक है ना. Let's move to another panelist, and a very popular panelist. My question will be addressed to Professor Raza Askari, and he is very popular among, Dr. Hussain Askari. Dr. Hussain, please let us know, how can AI ethically integrate into clinical decision making without undermining the clinical autonomy of patient and trust? So how can AI be used ethically, integrating into clinical practice, decision making, without undermining clinical autonomy or patient trust?
Patient trust, right. Thank you very much. So this is a very interesting question, and this is a burning issue across the globe. As you know, that AI has taken over the world with a big bang, and it's the buzzword for any industry. However, with this kind of surgence of any technology, especially AI, which is $1 trillion industry, there is a lot of questions, a lot of skeptical people who are asking some difficult question. And this is one of those difficult questions, that when we are implementing AI, will the ethical practices be maintained? The trust of the patient and the doctor relationship, how will that be ensured? And there are some other concerns about the data, which is part of some ethical treatment, that data has become valuable. Just simple data like which patient has what disease and what is the number of the disease and which area has which type of a drug selling in the market. This data has now become valuable. This is the new gold. Data is the new gold. So how can we actually protect our system from this, and how can we ensure ethical practices? So I think it is about time that the doctors wake up and they come out of the shell. They should stop thinking that AI is going to replace our jobs. That is not going to happen. The sooner you embrace AI, you understand its role, the sooner you will come up with policies and protocols and you will address the ethical issues first. So you have to become, I mean by you, that the doctors and the regulators have to become the people calling the shots. The shots in AI, especially related to healthcare, should not be called by the tech companies. It is the doctors and the dental or the medical fraternity that has to decide what to be implemented, what not to be implemented, what is ethical, where to stop, where not to stop. So these are the things that we need to wake up to, and we have to realize internationally a lot of laws, new regulation, new laws are coming up. If we talk about Pakistan, like your opening statement was the health budget. So let me tell you that the GDP, and there is some youngsters here, GDP is what your country earns on a total, the total figure of the income of your country. So only 0.8 to 0.9% of the GDP of Pakistan is spent on health, not spent, allocated. If you compare that to the US, it is 17%. If you compare it with UK or most European countries, it is somewhere between 15 to 12% of the GDP. Even a country like Bangladesh has a bigger health budget than Pakistan. So first we have to fix the core issues. How will we train so many doctors who will be well versed and then come to the level where they are actually deciding policies and protocols of how AI should be implemented, right? And I think AI, on the positive side, it has given Pakistan a second chance. ठीक है, पहला chance तो हमने सर खो दिया. जो आपने कहा कि what we have done, we have failed. If the government has failed, that means the people, the population, the voters have also failed. हमने आज जो यहाँ पर बच्चे बैठे हुए इनको हमने क्या दिया है? टूटी हुई सड़कें दी हैं, इंटरनेट कनेक्शन नहीं है. गाँव के तो छोड़ दें, कराची में भी जो ऑनलाइन लेक्चर लेते हैं वो प्रॉपरली नहीं कंडक्ट हो पाती हैं. तो हमने इनको क्या दिया है? ठीक है, नाउ द AI, क्योंकि once you are online, the technology that is available, the app that is available in the US and the UK is also available in Pakistan. हर गांव में अगर आपके पास इंटरनेट है तो आपको सेम टेक्नोलॉजी मिल रही है. आज आप क्या डिसीजन लेते हैं, इनको किस तरह ट्रेन करते हैं, ये जितना बड़ा ये एक्सपो हॉल है इसमें रोजाना 2000 बच्चे आना चाहिए, उनकी AI पे ट्रेनिंग होनी चाहिए. तब आपकी कैपेसिटी बिल्ड होगी, आप एक लेवल पे होंगे जहां आपकी लोग बात सुनेंगे, आप डिसीजन लेने के काबिल होंगे. And this is my message also, and this is my appeal to the people who are here, that at least take AI as a second chance and utilize it well. हमारे ये सारे मसले हल हो सकते हैं AI के through. AI is giving solutions which are cost effective. So this is my message, and sir, ethical issues can be addressed, but we have to become, first of all, educated, and we have to take the actions, and these problems can be addressed in time.
Thank you, Dr. Hussain Askari. So, AI is going to stay, and maybe robotic are going to take over as well. But without human support and guidance, healthcare delivery is not possible. So, I will move on forward, and I'll now communicate with Bilal. Bilal Amjad, you have been instrumental. You are a CEO of Instacare, and you have transformed 3,500 clinic into smart clinic. So tell us that these are established clinic. How can your service and be telemedicine platform be adapted for severe rural and underserved communities without compromising clinical standard and patient safety?
Yeah, so thank you so much, and Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Bilal Amjad, founder and CEO of Instacare. So before answering your question, I would like to elaborate what Instacare does. So हम लोगों ने healthcare information systems का एक पूरा ecosystem develop किया हुआ है, जो कि pharmacies में भी चलते हैं हमारे solutions, labs में भी, उसके अलावा हॉस्पिटल्स, डॉक्टर्स और जो हेल्थ केयर इकोसिस्टम के प्लेयर्स बनते हैं. हमारा विजन है कि हम इंफॉर्मेशन मैनेजमेंट में उनको सपोर्ट प्रोवाइड कर सकें. एंड सर, आई वुड से कि पाकिस्तान बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग कंट्री है. सो हमेशा हर टफ टाइम में इस कंट्री ने रेजिलियंस शो की है, चाहे वो क्रिकेट मैचेस हों, चाहे वो इकोनॉमी हो, चाहे वो हमारे किसी भी किस्म के क्राइसिस हो, ये प्राइवेट सेक्टर उसको कभी नीचे नहीं आने देता. एंड सेम गोज फॉर टुडे नाउ कि अगर हमें पब्लिक सेक्टर्स में, मैं आई टोटली अंडरस्टैंड एंड फील योर पेन कि जो हमारे बजट्स कट डाउन हो रहे हैं हेल्थ केयर सेक्टर के, वो इन्वेस्ट करने के अब काबिल नहीं हैं कि वो टेक्नोलॉजी में इन्वेस्ट कर सकें, टेक्नोलॉजी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर्स में इन्वेस्ट करें. ऐसे में भी प्राइवेट सेक्टर ने ऐसे ज़बरदस्त कमाल अफोर्डेबल सोल्यूशंस निकाल दिए हैं कि देख के प्राउड फील करते हैं हम लोग. एंड हमेशा मेरी दुआ है कि मैं हमेशा अपनी टॉक्स में कहता हूँ कि खुदा करे मेरी अर्ज़ पाक पे वो उतरे वो फसले गुल जिसे अंदेशा ज़वाल ना हो, यहाँ जो फूल खिले वो खिला रहे सदियों, यहाँ ख़ज़ां को गुजरने की मजाल ना हो. एंड इंशाल्लाह दिस यंग जनरेशन विल डेफिनेटली डू वंडर्स इन द कमिंग टाइम. डॉक्टर हसन साहब बिल्कुल ठीक कह रहे थे कि AI के पास बहुत से सोल्यूशन हैं. सर जिस तरह टेली मेडिसिन की बात कर रहे थे, और यही वो चीज़ है जो मुझे और भी ज़्यादा इस कैटेगरी में काम करने में इंस्पायर करती है कि मैं आई एम अ टेक्निकल CEO, graduated as a software engineer like 15 years ago, और I jumped into a healthcare industry जो कि डॉक्टर्स की इंडस्ट्री कंसीडर की जाती थी. वहाँ पर एक इंजीनियर एंटर हो रहा है. ऐसे ही एक आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस की इंडस्ट्री है जहाँ पर ये टेक के लोग समझते हैं हमारी इंडस्ट्री है, बट इसमें डॉक्टर्स एंटर हो रहे हैं. सो सी द ब्लेंड कि अब जिन्होंने टेक्नोलॉजी इम्प्लीमेंट करनी है, टेक्नोलॉजी इज इन द राइट हैंड. उसके अलावा जिन्होंने एग्जीक्यूट करनी है, अब वो ब्रिज भी बन चुका है क्योंकि इंजीनियर्स वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस इंडस्ट्री एंड डेवलप द सॉल्यूशंस. सो जो मेरी जर्नी थी, जो सर आपके पास स्टैट्स आ रहे हैं 3500 क्लिनिक्स को डिजिटलाइज करने में. एज ऑफ नाउ वी हैव डिजिटलाइज मोर देन 5000 हेल्थ केयर सेटअप्स अक्रॉस पाकिस्तान एंड बियॉन्ड. टेली मेडिसिन का रोल बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रहा है. आई स्टिल रिमेंबर 2017 के अंदर आई वॉज द वन जो टेली मेडिसिन को पिच करता था, और मेडिकल प्रोफेशनल्स मुझे समझाने की कोशिश करते थे कि दिस इज़ नॉट पॉसिबल बिकॉज हम लोगों को फिजिकल एग्जामिनेशंस की ज़रूरत होती है, और वो टेली मेडिसिन के थ्रू पॉसिबल नहीं था. कोविड ने हमें बहुत सारे ऐसे लेसन्स दिए जिसने इम्पॉसिबल को भी पॉसिबल कर दिया. सो अब टेली मेडिसिन एक टॉक ऑफ द टाउन नहीं है सिर्फ, बट उसको इम्प्लीमेंटेशन के केस में भी हम देख सकते हैं. शिफा इंटरनेशनल ने आई थिंक ई-शिफा लॉन्च किया था. इट वॉज अ पार्ट ऑफ दैट टेली मेडिसिन इनिशिएटिव. हमने कोविड के दौरान फार्मा कंपनीज, हॉस्पिटल्स, लैब्स के लिए टेली मेडिसिन एनेबल की थी, जिन्होंने जो हेल्थ केयर डिलीवरी थी उसको कंटिन्यूटी प्रोवाइड की. और अभी जहाँ तक बात रह जाती है कि हमारे जो फार फ्लंग एरियाज़ हैं या जहाँ पर टेक्नोलॉजी का जो है वो रसाई नहीं है, वो स्टिल अभी इस कंट्री के लिए एक चैलेंज है. अगर हम बात करें विलेजेस की, तो इट्स नॉट अबाउट कि टेक्नोलॉजी कितनी एक्सेसिबल है, इट्स अबाउट कि वहाँ पर ट्रेनिंग कितनी है स्टाफ की. और फिर जो हमारे कुछ इश्यूज इस तरह के हैं कि जो पाकिस्तान की जो पॉपुलेशन, अगर उसकी आप डिवीजन देखें तो मोस्टली हमारी जो पॉपुलेशन है वो रूरल एरियाज़ में है, और जो हमारी अर्बन एरियाज़ हैं उनकी पॉपुलेशन थोड़ी कम है. बट अगर हेल्थ केयर सिस्टम्स को अंडरस्टैंड करें तो जो हेल्थ केयर रिलेटेड प्रोफेशनल्स हैं दे आर मोस्टली इन द डेवलप्ड सिटीज़, और वो आपके रूरल एरियाज़ में नहीं है. सो दिस मेक्स एक थोड़ा सा मुझे लगता है कि इसमें डिवीजन में, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में थोड़ी मुश्किल इस वजह से भी आती है कि उन एरियाज़ में टेक्नोलॉजी को इम्प्लीमेंट करने वाले लोग अभी कम हैं. एंड आई थिंक कि अब अगर हम ट्रेनिंग करें नर्सेस की, पैरामेडिक्स की, तो टेली मेडिसिन की रसाई और भी आसान बन सकती है. आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस हो या आपकी टेली मेडिसिन, हेल्थ केयर एक्सेसिबिलिटी रिलेटेड टेक्नोलॉजीज हो, तब तक अपना पूरा पोटेंशियल नहीं शो कर सकती जब तक उसकी एक्सेप्टेंस जो है वो अक्रॉस द कंट्री नहीं होगी. एंड आई थिंक इसमें एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट की स्टेप्स आ जाते हैं जो कि मुझे लगता है गवर्नमेंट कुछ ना कुछ करना चाह रही है, जिसमें फेडरल IT मिनिस्टर ने कुछ अर्सा पहले वन नेशन वन ID का एक कॉन्सेप्ट लेकर आए. आई रियली अप्रिशिएट दैट कि इस्लामाबाद की हद तक दे वांट के हर CNIC का मेडिकल रिकॉर्ड बन जाए. गुड स्टेप, दिस शुड बी इम्प्लीमेंटेड अक्रॉस पाकिस्तान, जो कि अभी थोड़ा दूर लग रहा है. सिमिलरली अभी कुछ दिन पहले लाइक वेरी रिसेंटली जो डिजिटल डिवाइसेस रजिस्ट्रेशन पोर्टल बनाया गया. नाउ द थिंग दैट वी ऑल नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड इज कि ये पोर्टल्स या ये वन नेशन वन ID आपके इकोसिस्टम में किस तरह इंटीग्रेट होते हैं. इंटीग्रेशन के बाद ये जो हर डॉक्टर के हाथ में एक कंप्यूटर, एक इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मेडिकल रिकॉर्ड किस तरह पहुंचाया जाता है और वो पेशेंट के लिए कितना एक्सेसिबल होते हैं. सो आई थिंक कि हम लोगों को ओवरऑल हेल्थ केयर इकोसिस्टम को एक्सेसिबल बनाने की जरूरत है थ्रू टेलीमेडिसिन, थ्रू लिवरेजिंग AI. उसके अलावा लेकिन सबकी फाउंडेशन है आपके मेडिकल रिकॉर्ड्स, आपकी इंफॉर्मेशन का सेंट्रलाइज एंड डिजिटाइज होना. तो आई थिंक इफ गवर्नमेंट इज थिंकिंग लाइक दैट, तो देयर आर लॉट ऑफ प्राइवेट sector companies जो कि यही चीज चाहती हैं, and I think this is the right time to collaborate.
Thank you. I will now concentrate on Akbar Raza. Electronic medical record and data privacy.
जी.
ठीक है ना? And institutional and national boundaries. So एक double edged sword है कि हम data privacy को भी कैसे हम control करें, and availability of this record, whether, for example, I'm Karachi based and I'm traveling to Lahore or Islamabad and something happens and my record is available. तो ये मुझे बताएं कि कैसे हम ये data privacy को भी manage कर सकें and interoperability भी कर सकें and इसकी access भी हो and maybe international access भी हो सके.
Sure.